what if I told you that magic was real? Would you believe me?
Yeah.
All right, for the purpose of this talk, you're supposed to say no. And then I was supposed to say, well, you're incorrect because I'm always right. So I'm going to tell you a story about myself to prove to you that magic is real, called The Pursuit of Magic, about myself. So ever since I was a little kid, I was always fascinated by all things magic. I was always a daydreamer to the point where it would get me in trouble in school because I'd much rather fantasize in my own head, which eventually led to an attention deficit disorder. Whatever. And so I would read about magic. I'd watch movies about magic. I was obsessed with it. And then one movie in particular really stuck out to me, Matilda. And I remember watching it thinking, I can do that. So I would stare at my Cheerios in the morning, super focused, locked in, waiting on them to move. Spoiler alert, that doesn't work. So then I decided to move on to more mature things. Harry Potter. And that I would watch and read on repeat, waiting for my letter to come in the mail. Spoiler alert. Must have gotten lost because I still haven't gotten it yet. But my journey for magic continued, and into my preteens, I watched this movie called Aquamarine. Don't know if anyone's familiar with it. But there's this one quote in particular that always stood out to me, and it's that love is the closest thing we have to magic. So my pursuit of magic turned into the pursuit of love. And it worked. I fell deeply in love for the first time when I went to college. It was like all young love stories, euphoric to the point of delusion. Lucy's laughing because she was there for that. And it was everything. I thought I finally got it. Like, I got the person, I feel the love, like, this is magic. But spoiler alert, like most young love stories, it ended. And along with the heartbreak came a really deep, long period of depression. I had convinced myself that love wasn't real, that I wasn't deserving of love, that nobody even liked me, not even my friends. But luckily during that time, I had found yoga at college. And that was the only time where all those thoughts and those things I was telling myself would shut up and be quiet. And so I did yoga, I went to therapy, I graduated, went to grad school, got the degree, did all the things, but there was still something missing. So I thought, I'll do a yoga teacher training. That'll fix it all. And it was great until it came to the meditation portion, which I hated. You see, my mind was still not a safe place to be. The thought of sitting with my mind with no distractions was terrifying. Until not long after, I found a studio, actually 3 years ago to this weekend, that changed everything for me. I'm not gonna. You see, 3 years ago, I started karma yogiing, and my first ever shift was the meditation teacher training. And two things I got away from this. One, these people are really fucking weird. And two, I am totally gonna do that someday. And so I couldn't get enough. I did the meditations, the yoga, I did all the classes I could get my hands on. And you see that skill that I had when I was younger that got me in trouble was what saved me. My imagination, the thing that I was told was destructive, was the thing that actually transformed everything. You see, I could sit with myself in my mind and create a world and a version of myself, and my mind slowly started to transform. But not only my mind, but the world around me. I was able to see love again. And it wasn't forced, it was always there. I just had forgotten. And so when I sat down to write this speech, I thought, you know what, I'll take any opportunity to talk about Harry Potter. And so it kind of wrote itself. But this one quote really stuck out to me. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to delete that. Anyways, the quote was, "Of course it's happening inside your head, but why on earth should that mean that it's not real?" You see, my mind was able to create a world where I believe love doesn't exist, dark magic, but it also had the power to transform it into something so profound words can't even describe it. I mean, I look around this room and all these faces of people who were, some only a few weeks ago, strangers. Now I see angels. How is that not magic? You see, magic can't leave you when it is you. You just have to know where to look for it. And so, this concludes our story of a girl on the pursuit of magic that led her to find it within herself. And you don't need a letter to start now.